Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to episode number 8 of Ball, Bucks, and Beards. I'm Jimbo Blackville, along with Adam Epps, and we have a special guest we're going to introduce here in a minute, Mr. Cody Young. We'll get into detail about him. Coach, first of all, last week's show, views?
I think it was up in the 700s. It was one of our most viewed show. I think Jinx has a lot of fans, whether he thinks he does or not.
Yeah.
But a whole bunch of Van Buren people really reached out. They liked it. A lot of comments on
like
there. A lot of good old stories, too, I should have thought about.
So you're saying like it went viral and stuff like that?
I think it has to get 100,000 or something
to go
be
viral?
Yeah, we're not close to viral yet.
Oh, got it.
Could happen today.
We have a sponsor this week.
Yep.
1808 Public House.
Aaron and Chris Longo reached out and wanted to sponsor the show. Chris is a big fan of the show, so you guys checked them out.
Yep, I've had to love their steaks there.
They have taken care of our team a whole bunch. It's the girls' absolute favorite people that bring food, because she brings like this great big old spread with all these things that the girls really like. And you just remind everybody, eat local. 1808
Absolutely.
Public House.
Absolutely.
Hit them up this weekend.
Absolutely. Of course, we're taping this on Halloween.
Nobody tapes anything anymore.
Oh, what do you call it then?
It's not a cassette tape. Video recording.
I'm fixing to get on your haircut any second.
Okay, Elmer.
Oh, stop.
Fudd.
Stop. There's nothing wrong with this hat.
No, there's nothing wrong with it at all.
Okay. Before we introduce Cody, we had a good time Monday. We went up to Couch and talked to their coaches and gave a little coaching clinic and took the girls, took our players with us.
That was fun. Get to kind of talk with some other coaches that are hungry to learn, and we brought our girls. Of course, I killed them that morning, so I don't know how well of demonstrators they were, but they seemed impressed anyway.
You also not only ran them to death in the morning, about 3 miles from the Couch gym, you smoked a cat. I'm in the van.
I did not feel it at all.
I'm in the van behind him, and this cat just comes spiraling out of control, and it lands. It was not pretty.
Oh my God. You said it was pretty traumatic.
It was real traumatic.
Them girls that were
they were mad at you. We got to the gym. They're like, he hit that cat.
First off, cats. I mean, who cares about a cat?
Oh boy, that's not going to be.
I know, but I used to have this superpower when I coached boys. Like if I was around you long enough, I could tell who owns a cat. I said, this guy right here said, definitely cat. Definitely owns a cat. No,
hang on,
no
let's
cat.
talk about. How did you know that? Let's talk about that.
There's several different
What's
factors.
the characteristics of a cat owner?
I can't say it on air. Let me see. I just got to be around them long enough. I don't know. They just put off this cat vibe.
The cat.
They put off a cat vibe.
A cat vibe.
And there have been a couple people shocked me. Some like really manly looking guys. They got
a cat.
They got cats.
Cody, you got a cat?
Well, I do have.
Yes.
But here's the deal. I have 3 cats, but I despise them. They're my wife and kids.
Yeah.
Are they in the house?
Oh, heck no.
Okay.
They're evil. A cat's good for eating things outside your house that are going to try to get
I
in.
agree.
Other than that,
I agree.
they're evil. You know, if you die in your house, if you have a cat, that day they're going to eat your nose off. They're evil. Dog won't do it. It'll take a dog a long time to eat you.
I really wish I could say what I want to say right now about that comment.
Well, say what you want to say.
I can't. But a cat's going to start eating your nose after you die.
Yeah, and the fatty part on your ears and pretty much your face.
And is that scientifically proven?
Yeah, what are those people that go coroner? Go ask who's a coroner around here.
Mike Jackson?
Yeah, Mike Jackson.
I'm going to. As soon as this show's over, I'm calling him. So next week, you better be able to defend that.
And you better be able to eat crow when he says, actually, that's true.
No. Wrong.
Cat will eat you if you die. Cats are evil.
Yeah.
But you know what?
You still didn't have to smoke it.
I didn't see it. I did not see it, and nobody in my van felt it. I was like, we didn't hit no cat. They're making
because you didn't just kill it instantly. You
think I did?
It was a
had
it
the
was
death
bad.
roll. Had the death roll.
Making some noises. It was bad. It was just bad.
Goodness.
Okay. So we're off to a great start.
Yeah, that's good.
Talk 3 minutes about a cat.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
It is Halloween.
We're recording this on Halloween. We're dressed up.
Yeah, you got your
Is that
got your new haircut.
Jimbo's hunting wabbits? And well, let's get into some sports.
Well, first of all, before I introduce Cody,
Okay.
I want since you mentioned Halloween,
Yeah.
I want you to tell our, what do you call it, our viewers, a couple years ago, whatever, when Halloween hit at the Gatewood R3 schools, you were waiting outside by the bus entrance, correct?
Yeah.
In a costume. Which costume?
Well, listen, I have a really bad time with Halloween. I'm not dressed up today. So are we talking about when I got in the fight with the dumpster, the trash truck?
No, I'm talking about the cousin Eddie in your robe.
The cousin Eddie, yeah. When everybody came in, I
Movie?
was dressed up with cousin Eddie.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Vegas Vacation, National Lampoon's Vacation.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good time. We've got the old sewer lagoon still at Gatewood. We're old school.
Yeah.
So I'm out there with the sewer pipe, got my drink, and just
Yeah. As the kids
Living the
come
dream.
pulling in.
Yeah, hopefully it was the edited version of that
it
scene.
was the edited. It was the edited version of that
Yeah.
scene. But I do not dress up on Halloween. I thought you were going somewhere else with that. You guys dress up on Halloween?
No.
You know,
So
I used to.
Oh, how long ago?
I was a kid. I mean, so what
you-
is that? It wasn't like
you
for
look-
you. It's 60 years ago. For me, it wasn't. I don't
Well,
seem it's
I
that
mean,
long ago.
You look like you're 12 right now.
Well, then I may dress up tonight.
Okay.
I'll borrow that hat and a shotgun, and I'll go hunt some wabbits.
It's
We're hunting wabbits.
yeah. Okay. All right. So let's talk a little sports real quick and get that out of the way. DHS football ends the season on a 7-game winning streak.
7-1. Mountain View Liberty came to town, and Mountain View Liberty's notoriously a good team. Traditionally, they got football going on over there, and they scored a couple touchdowns early, and I thought, oh, this could be close. And then we kind of got loose. I think it was 44-12 or something like that. We was kicking field goals too. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so ain't seen that in a while.
No. Cross country districts
Saturday, and we probably got 3 that have I done said that last week. They got a very good chance to go to the state tournament, which is in Class 3. That's a big deal.
I think that's about it in sports.
Everybody else is wrapped up.
I guess you guys still
Gatewood
playing
Mustang,
basketball?
Yeah, Gatewood
Mustangs still in there?
7th and 8th grade girls are 7-1.
Oh.
Boys are.
I tried to get
5-1.
them in our tournament.
Players, we got 8th graders.
I think
8th grade girls that might want to.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have. I think we'll come over to Doniphan in February. We'll bring them over, tour the school, and you guys can hit them up. We've got some good players.
I've seen a couple of them at camp. They
have you?
Yeah, they've been coming to camp since they's little ones. They're good.
Oh, good deal. So let's introduce Cody. I'm sure everybody in Ripon County knows who Cody is anyway, but
Good or bad?
2007 DHS graduate.
Yep.
Now a superintendent at Gatewood. How many years?
This is my 7th year at Gatewood.
Okay.
I was at Poplar Bluff for 7 years prior.
Okay, so you're 14 years in already?
Yeah, I am.
Oh my God. Well, I recommend retirement. I do recommend it.
Today.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your high school days. Tell us, you wore the black and gold. We got coach has made a little thumbnail up. By the way, I think did you put the do-rag pictures on the thumbnail?
I ain't had time to make it yet, but I'll get it made.
The one with me and you.
Did you get the one of me and Jasa at prom?
Was it you and Jason at
Yeah,
prom?
that was Jasa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to make sure.
The one with you and Jimmy shirtless is probably going to be the headline of the thumbnail.
Well, they didn't show far
Sorry,
enough down.
kids.
So you play? Who'd you play for? Coach? Was it Coach Gibbs?
During high school, yeah, Coach Gibbs. And then Jason Andrews came back our senior year.
Yeah.
Coach Blood.
Yeah.
Coach Blood. Yep.
Yeah, so
And so, who did you guys not? you won the district in 2006, right?
Yes, won districts, and that was a tough year. That was a big basketball year for Donovan. I believe we started that year 13-0. Went over to Farmington, won the tournament. Went to Bloomfield, won that tournament, and I believe we were 13-0 when Poplar Bluff came to town.
And they had
Ben, and I'll never forget. I'll never forget that game because I wasn't playing. That's when I broke my arm and had surgery, and I was doing something. I was helping prepare for the game, and people started coming into that game at 4:00. JV game didn't start till 6. I swear, it was packed house. It was Poplar Bluff and Donovan.
Were you trying to practice, or you had already practiced?
It was on a Friday.
Because that gets on my nerve when people start coming in the gym. Because we're practicing to about 5:50.
I don't think the girl. I don't know if you guys weren't practicing.
It was a Friday night.
It was a Friday night.
So you practiced that morning.
We practiced that morning. Yeah.
But it was a crazy year. And then
if you won the Bloomfield Christmas tournament and then a Farmington tournament, that's
And
one of the better
tournament-
years of Donovan Don basketball.
Farmington had Cardinal Ritter in it, I think.
Well, and I'll tell you, and I'll just tell you, I have this conversation with kids at school all the time. They ask me, "Did you play basketball? Did you do this?" And I said, "Yes." But I always be clear that I was not a great basketball player. I was a role basketball player, but I probably played on arguably the best Don's basketball team ever. And I know some people are going to come in here and say, I mean, there were some other good teams, but you're talking 3 all-state basketball players during that time. One. Now that season is when we lost the OFC championship. Cade McBroom hit a buzzer beater, and they beat us that year. But beat Charleston by 34 at home, and Charleston had 4 all-state players that year. But then we ended up losing to Charleston in the sectional game, and the state championship game ended up being Cardinal Ritter and Charleston, and their only losses of the season was to us going into that game. Charleston ended up winning.
Could you say some more about that role player stuff? Because nowadays it seems like if somebody's going to be a role player, they're out.
Yeah,
because that ain't enough.
Role players are really important, and this is what I tell. I was a guy, and I'll tell you, I'm going to go back to the 7th grade for a minute, but I had a horrible shot, and Jason Andrews was my 7th grade coach, and I will never forget him. He yelled at me in practice one day and said, "Young, you're not allowed to shoot. I don't ever want to see you shoot again," and he was giving me that hard time. But then he went into, "But you play better defense than just about anybody out here. Set a screen," and just kind of taking that in. But being a role player, but also culture, and you guys talk about culture a lot on here, and that's important. And so, and I know I'm jumping all over the place here, but Coach Gibbs let us play basketball when we were in the 7th and 8th grade. We would come down to the high school every morning, and they'd have open gyms, and we would play with the JV. The varsity would play, we would play, and we were around them, and we got to ride the bus. They won districts our 8th grade year for the first time in a long time, Jimbo. I don't remember. And they weren't supposed to win districts. They were seeded maybe 3rd or 4th, but ended up winning districts. And that bus ride home, you get the cops are waiting on you. They give you the tour, and that puts it in you. And being a role player is important, and that's what I tell people all the time. Is it takes everybody, and if you're going to be a championship caliber team, you've got to be willing to set screens. You've got to be willing to pass the ball, but you've also got to be willing to be a good bench player. And I was one heck of a bench player.
I don't think
just cheering on the team, doing whatever.
It takes that stuff, though. I mean, you got to have those role players to have any kind of culture, because not everybody's going to get to shoot the ball 15 times.
Not everybody's going to get to shoot the ball.
And our last district championship we won, and I think that was Brooke and Grayson and Kenna and Taylor and them. They went and got like a bunch of little girls that played, and they rode the bus home with us too.
Yeah, and I see. And that was the Nets night you guys have.
That was cool.
Yeah, that gets people pumped up to play, and just the culture of growing up, just being young and watching those other players and wanting to be a Donovan Don, and but at the same time, it's everybody doing their part and doing what needs to be done. And that's tougher today because, and I run into it a lot at school and in the world in general, is everyone wants to start out being on top. Everybody thinks that they should be handed. But, for my job today, going back to being a role player and sometimes not playing at all, is just doing the best you can at everything you do and not going to be
translates to life pretty well.
It translates to life 100%.
Yep, I agree.
You all right there?
Good Lord.
Get this guy water.
Hey, give me a second. Give me a second. Who is it? Give me a second.
Stand by.
Stand by.
Yeah, but he's not choking on his fluids.
Okay. So speaking of culture, that's what we talked about a little bit at the coaching clinic about what's good culture and what's bad culture.
We probably talked about that longer than we did the basketball part.
Because it's, to have a great program, it starts with that. It starts with culture. And, we even talked about culture this morning a little bit on a situation.
When you never can stop. You never can stop doing it. And sometimes you want to be like, well, we've arrived now. And then if you quit.
Yeah.
I mean, like this thing that Coach Andrews was building culture when he was telling Cody, he's like, hey, there's a reason you're open, but there ain't nobody going to guard like you.
Right.
And we don't win if we don't have people setting screens like you and guarding like you do. We ain't going to win any games.
Exactly.
And you have to continue to do that. Art, it fades away.
So we started conditioning this week, and he is absolutely wearing them out.
This
let
is
me tell you.
Jimbo's first Coach Epps conditioning.
Yeah. He's wearing me out too, so I'm having to get up at 4:45.
He was worried to death.
Not a fan.
Hey, he was worried to death today because he knows, like, if the girls already know, like, if it's raining, they got their little rain jacket or their hoodie or whatever. Their mind is, we're going in the rain. Jimbo said, tell him what you said from the trailer this morning.
So I wake up in the trailer. I'm getting ready. I've had my shower.
Wait, I got and I'm out there too. Like, and I ain't got umbrella. And I told Jimmy ahead of time. I said, hey, if it rains, bring you a change of britches and stuff like that. Because if I tell them to be out there, we're gonna be out there too. And he's,
So I'm in the trailer this morning and take my shower and get this big sliding glass door, and all of a sudden a flash of lightning comes on, and I'm like, thank the Lord, we're going to be inside this morning. Yeah.
I come in the gym, and they thought they was going outside still. We let them.
Yeah,
we let them think it for a while too. But
Coach talked about something really good the other day. We had I don't remember what day it was this week where we ran, and we had a
Tuesday.
Oh, he remembers. We had a few walkers. And he said something that was really good. He said, you know what the standard is. We're not lowering the standard for you. This is the standard. You meet the standard.
Yeah.
And that's part of culture, too.
That is. Did you have some girls run cross country?
Yeah.
And I assume they're just way ahead?
They don't have to do conditioning if they run cross country is the deal. Yeah. But if they ran, they wouldn't have walked. They'd have been zoom.
Yeah.
Yep. Of course, they've been running every day since August, too. But.
And we also talk about the basketball season. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yep.
Because this thing hopefully is going to go to the second, third weekend of March, hopefully.
Yep.
And it's October the 31st. So.
Are you guys still class 4, or do you?
Yeah, we'll be class 4 forever.
Yeah, we don't know.
We had to lose about 80 kids.
Okay.
We don't know what district we're in yet. Okay. They wait now. They change it every year, and they wait till like December. Yeah.
Got Notre Dame in there, second weekend of season.
And we've got in our schedule. You've upgraded our schedule.
Yep, we got Thayer at home this year at the end of the year on a Friday. We're going to West Plains this year, which will be a tough game. There will be a tough game, and then we're going to Columbia to that Sophie Cunningham shootout you've been telling me about, and we're going to play California at 9 p.m. on Friday night.
Well, we went when I was at South Iron. We went to Sophie Cunningham. We played like on Friday and Saturday, but we also went to another weekend of what's called the 24 hours of basketball, and we played at midnight.
Yeah, I'm out.
That was horrible. That was absolutely horrible.
There's some tough games on there, and we got a conference team or two that's going to be tough this year too, and every team has to deal with their own little adversities and see what's going to happen this year. But I'm excited about our schedule. It's probably as tough as it's been since I've been here.
Well, and you're talking about playing at 9 o'clock in Columbia, but guess who will be there?
Sophie.
No. You just missed the boat on that one.
Sorry. I don't know.
Donna Nation will be there.
Oh, yeah, 9 o'clock. Yeah, that's a given.
Yeah, that's a given.
I was searching for something. I already had that one. That's already planned. So you better be there because I already thought you was coming.
Death, taxes, and
Donna Nation.
There you go. There you go. All right, so let's get into the fun part. Let's get into the Roast Fest, and let's talk a little hunting. Before we do that, I got to tell you a story on Brett real quick. So Brett, you know how Brett is with. I don't know if you know how Brett is with his deer on his 100-acre ranch.
Yeah.
Like, you're allowed to see them, but you're not allowed to hunt them.
You're not allowed to hunt
No.
them. Yeah.
No.
Take a picture of
I mean,
Can you look?
He was mad at Maggie for 3 months because she killed
Yeah.
a nice buck, So Brett puts a Facebook post on last week.
I saw it.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Well, did you notice it got taken down
Jimbo
the next
said,
day?
you try to get me, hey, pull it up.
Yeah,
I got it up there.
I said, pull
I
Brett's
said, I don't see
Facebook
it.
post up.
I don't see it.
Well, he deleted it. It wasn't on there the next day. And I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. So we're just getting ready last week to come film this podcast. And Rob Brown calls him and he goes, hey, I just got a call from Hartville superintendent. Said he was wanting you to get this on the podcast. But so apparently this teacher from Hartville lives on the same road as Brett, on the gravel road, and she hit it with her car. And so she didn't really know what to do, so she called the superintendent who lives close, and he's a big hunter, and I think maybe the high school principal who's a big hunter. So they called the game warden, and the game warden says, yeah, you can cut I guess it was a pretty good buck, you cut the horns off, and I think they took the back straps, and so they loaded it up in their truck and went and put it right by Brett's mailbox.
Oh, that's great.
So
That's great.
I just would have liked to be in the vehicle when Brett pulled up to his mailbox and that deer was laying there.
Well, I think the question is had they not done that, would Brett have mounted it? That is the question.
I'm going to say yes.
He'd be posing.
Yeah. I'm going to say yes on that.
I was texting him this week about his e-bike because I'm interested in the e-bike business.
You know what if we weren't on air, what I'd really like to say about the e-bike.
I can't listen to you because I'm just staring at you. I'm just mesmerized by the bill.
What's wrong with my hat?
There ain't nothing wrong with it at all.
Speaking of that, you might think about putting your hat on because the time.
Man, this is a fresh cut, G. What are you talking about?
Yeah, okay, Spike.
Yeah.
And
you wish you had hair to spike.
yeah. Here's another thing. You're going to have to think about just for men because you're fixing to go.
I don't think you want to go there, Jimmy.
Okay.
Everybody will see.
No, I don't. No, okay. I drop it. Let's drop.
All right.
Drop it. Okay. All right. Recap of last week's hunts. I went, I think, last Sunday afternoon and had bucks all over me. Saw 3 different bucks, all chasing. Did you go this week? You been?
I have not been since Sunday. Hopefully going this evening. But
This evening
ought to
will
be
be. This will be a. You're gonna get into some stuff.
But the question is, it's Halloween. I'm trying to get out of trick or treating with my kids.
Yeah. I would be thrown out of my house.
Well, my wife needs help, but I called my mom, asked her if she would go. I just haven't talked it over with her yet, and this will
With
air
your wife?
afterwards. Yeah. But we have a history of.
We won't put this out. We'll try to hold this till Friday.
It'll be fine. But
This evening, after this
it's going to
rain,
be great.
Yes.
contrary to Jimmy's belief, you better be near some scrapes, especially after this rain.
I agree with that,
Because they are going to be hitting them because it's been so dry.
I agree.
You want to not
Promise.
You know, it's like I equate scrapes to like those deer crossing signs. Have you ever seen a deer by one of those signs that says deer crossing? Have you ever seen a deer? No, you have not. You're driving and there's a sign that says, the deer crossing.
So you don't hunt scrapes?
No, I don't think. I think 99% of them are made at night.
No, he don't.
I don't hunt scrapes.
Well, you should.
I used to. but
There's times that you need to hunt scrapes.
Well-
and the majority of the time you don't because it's at night. But there's times like when the temperature changes and it's been dry for a month and it is on like Donkey Kong right now. It's October 31st and it just came this rain.
After the rain, and when it goes from 60 degrees to 30 degrees, I've had a lot of success.
It's on. If you went tonight, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say you're going to see at least a Pope and Young buck.
well, I can't go tonight because I got to go.
I was talking to
Tuck.
Cody.
Oh,
I'm hoping I get to go. We'll see.
yeah, he's not completely clear to go yet.
But I have a history of.
That's pretty brave.
Well, this has happened before.
Yeah.
So
Jimmy, make room on the couch.
Yeah. Youth season's this weekend, so I'm going to take one of Pam's granddaughters, and you're going to take.
Briar's going.
Is he?
Yeah, he is going. So Avery, I took her youth hunting 3 years ago, her first year, and she had an opportunity to shoot a doe in like the first 20 minutes. We didn't.
Yeah.
And then we sat for about 3 hours, didn't see anything else. She hated it.
Yeah.
Hasn't went back. Briar's ready to go. But it's hard for a 6-year-old to
Yeah.
kill a deer.
Well-
and I have him shooting very good
Yeah.
on a solid rest. Targets there.
Squeeze, don't pull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I've also worked with him on is I set different targets up in the yard and I made him move his scope because I think that's the hardest thing for kids. It's
Oh.
like, go to target 3, go to target here.
I got 3 kids, and this will be number 3 that's going. And the finding it in the scope thing is, it's probably
Big
equivalent
deal.
to Jimmy finding it in the scope.
We've worked on it.
It is hard.
But my son is not quiet and it's
Well,
gonna be interesting.
just don't do what Coach Epps did to poor Haley.
Hey, Haley has killed a couple good deer,
Well,
and
I
she's
know.
killed about 5. She probably killed more deer than you have in your life.
Oh,
but
stop.
Stop
it.
She's probably done.
She killed 3?
Yeah.
Stop.
She killed one good buck.
Stop it. Well, no, he like made Haley drag a climbing stand on her back when she's like 6.
I
It's
thought-
like 12 degrees.
I thought
and
she was
made
gonna-
her stay out there all day and didn't even pack a lunch or got
was-
on to her when she moved.
She was 12. She was 12.
State of the rut. By the way, before we do that, I'm going to give my personal opinion on where we're at on the rut. This is going to be controversial. Nobody's going to believe this because of the date. It's October 31st. I believe we are entering lockdown as we speak right now. You
Next subject.
guys ain't got any?
No, because it's the most psychotic statement I've ever heard on
Well-
Halloween. That's
Well,
just absolutely.
no, but
Now
here's-
they might not be coming to certain areas
Here's
that you
another- here's-
typically think they would
Here's
go
another
to.
thing you're not understanding is that because of the way the calendar fell this year and the rollback, this should be the weekend basically before gun season.
It should, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
No,
And they're already chasing.
they're agreed. Agreed.
They are chasing, but I have not. I think it's just getting started.
It's just getting
And-
started.
And, and every area is different. And I don't know where you guys hunt, but my farm's in Fair Dealing, and we're behind Gatewood. I've been driving a school bus at Gatewood a lot in the mornings, and they were chasing a week and a half earlier at Gatewood than I saw anything in Fair Dealing.
Yeah, well, I believe in that too.
But it's
Certain
just,
areas get hotter.
Yeah, it's just getting started, though. I would say next week.
You
gonna
need
get
to be in a stand from now until about rifle season, at least till like November 11th or 12th.
Yeah,
and
because-
it's the most magical time of the year is right now.
Well, guess what? We're not going to be able to
No,
because we got practice starting Monday. So
I'm jacked
This
up
is
about
it.
both of best time of year
I
basketball,
agree.
deer hunting.
I agree.
It's
I'll be in a stand.
it's
most,
time.
yeah, most wonderful time of the year. I agree. Speaking of the big deer, we saw David Miller had a
Yeah.
173
Yeah.
Euro mount.
Euro mount. Somebody should do something to you if you kill one that big and don't like shoulder mount it. They should take it from you, I think, because good Lord, it's a giant.
It is an absolute
It's
giant.
got-
Have you
I've
seen
seen
it?
it,
It's in
yeah.
his office.
Bladed
Yeah,
G2s that are like that
Yeah,
wide.
It's a nice buck.
It's a giant, absolute giant. And
Acorn.
Coach Epps.
What about acorns or green? You forgot to put Oriello in there.
For the last time, there is no corn at the Double F. For the last time.
Yeah.
You and Bobby Ball.
That's why you don't hunt over scrapes.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Acorns are green.
No.
If I ever get allowed to talk about my hunting this weekend, I'll tell you
you wanna
about the
tell us
acorns
yeah.
and green. I finally seen a deer Sunday,
And it was in the green.
and it come out of the woods, and they passed up acorns and were feeding on like green browse leaves. And
We
it was
got
the
more-
weirdest thing
You got
ever.
any more coffee?
No, we're out. And don't mind, and he's probably got some in there.
I've got some. You want some of mine?
Is it black?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pour me a little shot here. All right, go ahead, Coach. You got some-
And they come out and they ate grass. And then I made a mistake. It was getting close to dark. And I grunted because I thought, I heard running up on the ridge behind me all over. And I grunted, and here come a buck.
I can't get this.
And he come right off the ridge, and I'm down here, so he skylined me
Yeah.
because I was in the saddle. And he
The
blew, and
low swing.
it was
Low swing.
it was trouble. It was trouble.
Have you heard about what he hunts in?
I have.
Did you watch that episode?
I forgot to bring my gadgets. I was going to bring a gadget this week.
He's a gadget guy too, Mr. Gadget. And he had a little accident. He got a little old scrape
I
about
heard
like
about that.
Yeah, a little old scrape
And
looked
I
like
have
a
absolutely
30-06 hole in my leg.
I am absolutely so tired of hearing about that little scrape. He talks about it every day. What'd you have, pus coming out of it?
Yeah,
this
it's
week?
infected. I have
Yeah,
on
it's
antibiotics
infected.
right now.
It's infected. It's that big.
Oh, God.
Yeah. All right.
What else you got, Elmer? Come on.
Yeah. Okay. And he is absolutely stressed about not killing a buck yet.
You know, I kind of have been, but I get stressed about that because I've hunted a bunch. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've set 27 times.
Have you really?
Yeah, I've set 27 times.
How many mature bucks have you seen on the hoof in those 27 sits?
3.
Oh, that's pretty good.
3. Now, one was last Sunday, 200 yards away, chasing a doe. But 3. And I have seen a ton of small bucks and a bunch of turkeys. And I don't know how you guys feel about turkey population. It's been low.
It's been
at
bad at my
place.
farm.
And I have seen a bunch of turkeys.
I've
been excited about it.
We got a picture this week, the first picture of any turkey we've had in 5 years. Had 24 turkeys. And that's
I think we had a good hatch the last couple of years.
Yeah. I had a year exactly like this last year where I was not close to a deer. Like, this deer's in this area, and I've zero mature buck sightings.
Yeah.
Like, I've already passed up a couple little bucks.
Now,
You're
when we
probably
say
shot 'em.
mature bucks, I think everybody has a different opinion of a mature buck.
Fingers down.
the way Jinx did it. No,
Jinx went
did it
up like a
that.
duck call. I was always there.
Okay.
What are you calling a mature buck?
You know, he's
'Cause I think me and you are going to have a different opinion on a mature buck than Jimbo.
yeah,
I've
probably
seen Jimbo's
so.
wall.
I mean, you want
Well,
Bullwinkle.
yeah. No,
You had to move the doe out of the way that's mounted.
hey, that's a mature doe.
Mature doe. Good Lord.
One of the hardest animals.
Yeah, I would say 3.5 and older, and some 3.5s are deceivingly bigger
Yeah.
than what you think.
No,
Past the ears, good.
Yeah.
You know, when you see it, it's like, okay, I'm dumb if I shoot. Like, for me, goal-wise, I would want something that would be a Pope and Young, which is score over 125 with the bow. I'm not passing up I'm not doing that.
That's me. I'm a 120
Yeah.
up is what I'm looking at. Now, I'm not going to lie. I've got desperate before and shot a small and went at the end. I try
too.
not to do that.
Yeah.
But
I did it. I've had a couple accidents, and it was not good. But this year was exactly like last year. I was not on a deer, not on a deer, not on a deer. And I got a picture of a deer using this area, just like in broad daylight, a good one. And I went out there 2 days later and shot him.
Yeah.
So it's just, it can all change, especially right now, because they're going to roam around areas that they ain't been in the whole year long.
They're on the move.
And last year's the first year I ever killed a deer in November with my bow.
Really?
Because I'm usually,
Done.
you know.
See,
But
that's probably my best time. I'd have to pull up the exact dates, but I've killed 3 wall hangers from between November 1st and gun season.
Yeah.
My 151, I think I killed him on November 7th. But I'd say somewhere between like the 5th and the 10th, 11th.
Yeah.
I killed 3 wall hangers. In my
That's
boat.
like the best time to be out there, and that's the one thing
It's
when
the
you
hardest time
when
to
you
be
kill
there, too.
one when you kill one early, it's like then you're
Yeah. Well, I've told you about our farm. We always, usually Bo, kills a good buck around the 13th of October.
Bo
Around
killed a
that.
nice one this year.
Yeah, that was.
So we're entering the area right now that it's the finest line ever of do we go hunt scrapes, community scrapes, not just like a random little one you found. Community scrapes, or do you just specifically hunt does?
I am hunting does. Now, I agree with you. This rain, I'm hunting scrape, but
It's about to get off of scrapes.
as we keep going the next few days, I'm going where the does are.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes that's hard to do because the best setup you can get is downwind of a doe bedding area. But you got to know where the does, the biggest pack of does, is at and where they're bedding, and then just sit there because they're going to come cruising those areas downwind of that. But
You guys are lucky, and let me tell you why. Cody being here reminds me of this, Gatewood, but I think it was 1990. I hunted out around my farm for the first time, gun season I'm talking about. Of course, we were off school for the week. I was working at Gatewood, coaching at Gatewood. So I hunted every sitting, morning for 9 days. It was a 9-day season, and I hunted every sitting from morning and then afternoon, and did not see a deer, not one deer. And that didn't used to be that uncommon. But that's just
I can remember when
how many deer we have now compared to that.
when I first started youth hunting, back then also youth hunting, I didn't start hunting until I was like 11 or 12 years old.
Yeah.
And you were not allowed to shoot a doe. Like it had to be a buck only.
Yep.
And of course, the guy we were hunting on, he's like, "You can shoot a doe, and I'll tag her." Which I'm not doing that. Dad wouldn't let us do that.
Yeah.
But you couldn't kill a doe for a long time. So yeah, there's a lot more deer. It's good times. Probably better shift gears. Another shout out to our sponsor, 1808 Public House.
Yep. Go.
We appreciate you guys for sponsoring.
Absolutely.
Make sure all you Ball Bucks and Beards fans go out there, get you a steak this weekend.
We probably need to draw 2 for the ammo.
Yep, we
From
need to draw.
Coach's Beef.
Yep.
You want to do that now?
Yeah, let's do it right now. If you can remember to write names correctly.
Well,
Good
you
Lord.
didn't rattle them off so fast this week. These
Yeah.
should be good.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to let Mr. Young here.
I think
Really,
we're just
by the
picking
way,
one. I think, by the way, we're just
speaking of that-
picking one.
Speaking of that, by the way, if you would have told me when you were in high school, your senior year,
That you were going to be the mayor of Gatewood.
that you were going to be a superintendent and that Mark Slife was going to be a highway patrolman, that would not have been on my bingo card in 2024.
No, what was funny is my senior year, Kevin Sandlin was the superintendent at Donovan.
Right?
And he is now.
He hired me here first.
Did he? Well, he is now president of mayor for it's. I don't know, whatever. But we go to conferences, and my first year, he came all the way across the room. He said, "I saw in the paper that Cody Young was superintendent at Gatewood, but there's no way it was going to be you." I said, "Yeah, well, here I am, man. Here I am."
All right, Coach's Beef.
I think we're just drawing one.
All right, well,
Unless you make a mess
we'll
up
let
or
Cody,
something.
You ready?
Cody draw it. Yeah.
All right.
Get
there
you
we
one out there.
go.
Well, who we got?
Oh, my Lord.
Jordan Break.
Jordan.
Does that say break?
Jordan Brake.
That's one of Coach Epps'.
Also, a.k.a. Frank is what we called him.
Okay. So Jordan Brake is the winner of the ammo from
Yeah, you
Coach's
need to
Beef.
get a hold of me, Frank. We'll figure out how to get you the ammo. So,
You guys
congratulations.
Remember to go like, share, and comment on their Facebook page.
If they get to 2,000 likes, they're going to give away 1022.
Ruger 1022, yep.
And he's already got the gun because he sent me a picture of it the other day.
Yep.
So, congratulations,
So
Jordan.
I was going to give you a chance. You don't. First of all, tell me why you decided to get in education.
I don't remember 100%. I always wanted to go in law enforcement, but there was a few different reasons. But the main one was I was over at Three Rivers, and I was trying to skip class. And Adam Carpenter was going to school to be a teacher. And I went into class to try to convince him to go to lunch with me. and there was a lady in there teaching, Mary Lou Brown.
Oh, my Lord.
And she was
Brown.
the funniest. And I don't know, for some reason, I spent like 10 minutes in the class. And anyway, she figured out what I was doing. And she said something along the lines of, you wouldn't be trying to go to lunch if you'd come to my classes. So I thought, well, what do I have to lose? And then one thing led to another, and it was the best thing I ever did. I love education. I don't know if you remember, I actually had to come into your classroom and observe you when you were a math teacher. It was a long time ago. You made me mad, and now that I'm here.
What was it? Well, let's hear about it.
Did he big league?
Was it?
On the little score thing to hand back, he gave me 2 threes. And I thought...
They never give... Don't you know your administrator? They never give anybody a 4. Everybody gets a lot of 3s.
I know, but I thought 2 threes. This guy...
Was that in the old building or in the new building?
That was... Now, I don't know what you call the old building, because it was the new building for me. I was the first 4th grader to go to that building.
The FEMA...
But...
No.
It was
FEMA.
Not the FEMA building. No, it was
that little strip where the 5th and 6th grade's at now.
When you're walking into the junior high gym, it's the building on the left walking into the gym.
Like I think where kindergarten is now.
I don't know what
that was new. Yeah,
kindergarten.
It was a brand new building when I was in the 4th grade. I was the very first 4th grade class to be in that. It was like a 4th, 5th, and 6th grade.
You walk out the back door of the.
I think it's you have to drive by it to pick your kid up from the intermediate school.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, it's the one next door to that.
Yeah, that was the last place I went before I left.
It's the one next door to that.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I had a good class that year. Paige Eddington and Jakelyn Friend and Savannah Aaron back then. Yeah, that was a good. Yeah. Holy cow, I'm old.
Yeah, but everything just kind of went together. But I'm telling you, everybody I run into was like. Well, even like when I got into the classes, I was doing stuff, and some of the teachers were like, "Well, he's never gonna graduate." A little while later, I was 3 Rivers Alumni of the Year.
Hey,
I don't know how that stuff happens.
So I'm going to give you a check. You can accept or decline this. Mm-hmm. I don't know about the statute of limitations if it's ran out on this yet or not, but I talk to Coach Epps about this all the time about you and Mark's life. Had the greatest senior prank planned of all time.
And it came to a screeching halt in a hurry. Yeah,
Go ahead and tell us about it.
We got 5 minutes, guys.
Okay, well, I'll be real quick.
42 minutes.
Yeah, but he said at 102, and that thing played for a while, so we probably got 5 to 10 tops.
We're good.
5 to 7.
Well, I'm gonna be quick anyways.
This is gonna be
we were gonna turn some chickens and guineas and turkeys and some goats loose in the school. And so, like, we're skipping school on Fridays. Not really skipping school. A couple guys are. I don't come to school till 11 o'clock on Fridays my senior year. So I had plenty of time to go to the sale barn in Parker Bluff. So I'm racking up chickens. I'm racking up stuff, and one thing leads to another, and this word of mouth starts going around, and Miss Barnett, who was not a huge fan of me to begin with, calls me into the office. She's like, "Well, this is going to be serious. You can't do that." And so I think it was Mark. It might have been Jake Rice. I can't remember. Went ahead and turned 2 of them loose, and in the parking lot just to test out. And they were not joking. They were going to just absolutely ream us. And so we kind of backed out, and I think I had 50, 60 chickens at my house for quite some time. And we ended up doing something else that I'll discuss later, because I don't know if the statute of limitations are up on it or not.
Wait a minute.
Not on air.
That's not the way you told the story.
On the chickens?
Yeah.
I thought you put the chickens in the locker.
You told me you let them in the school.
Well, I'm pretty sure I let them in the school one time.
What
did I let you in the school for one time?
Well, I can't remember.
Was that when you turned the lights off on the assembly?
We let a...
That's when I let you. I let them in the
and you're the teacher.
Well, yeah, it's the greatest.
They had to redo the yearbook my senior year because me and a few other guys got in every picture that was possible for the yearbook. And you talk about some mad people. And like we're in like girls only clubs. And I'm not so sure we weren't in the girls basketball team picture, but they were mad. They had to redo the whole yearbook. And I was on the yearbook team. And the people that take it serious, they're probably watching now thinking he hasn't grown up a bit.
Well,
and he's in charge of
one
our
of them
kids.
was that maybe the underclassmen assembly. I think I opened the door. The door was locked to where the lights are, and I think that
Yeah,
was.
I
think that was you and Mark.
We killed the lights.
You killed the lights in the middle of the assembly.
My favorite one, and I don't want to go over it. I don't know if you were in the gym. What would you do? For Halloween, this Halloween day, me and Mark Schleif and another buddy, Jake, dressed up as Olympic swimmers. So we're wearing Speedos and shower caps, and we decided to take a trip through the middle of basketball practice. And Jason Andrews.
Oh, no, Coach Andrews with it.
Well, you're in there too.
Yeah,
but I don't know if you guys were split.
Weren't you supposed to be practicing?
Well, I did not play basketball my senior year.
Okay,
I did not play basketball my senior year.
Got it.
We came through practice and
it was
trick or treat.
And it's Jason Andrews' practice?
Oh, he is mad at his team in the middle, and I will never forget the look on his face when he saw me coming at him in a Speedo. And he just put his head down. We ran out the door because I thought they were going to kill us. And I guess Jason just cracked up laughing, gave the team a 5-minute water break, and went on about the rest.
I was expecting like a ball to be thrown at your head.
I was going to ask about some streaking incidents I heard of, but I'll let that go.
Hey, this is a family show.
Maybe Walmart parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, they call him the street.
That was never proven.
Sung by
Ray Stevens.
Yeah, got it. You got any trivia today or anything?
I don't got any. I got one. Old people, though slow and dangerous behind the wheel, can still serve a purpose. Movie.
Dumb and Dumber.
Best movie of all time.
He got it quick. Jimbo could not get that the other day for nothing. I just got robbed by a sweet little old lady on a motorized cart.
Didn't even see it coming.
So
I want to go somewhere.
When he's got the girls running, we take my truck, and
Good Lord.
he is the most
He's
nervous
dangerous.
passenger.
He's the
I've
most
never
dangerous slow driver there ever was.
Had a
The
speeding
hill
ticket
by
in
the
my
old
life.
First Church of God, every time we almost go down in the ditch, and I'm ready to bail out.
I've never had a
What are
speeding-
you worried about?
And
He's
that-
trying to text somebody on his phone.
Stop it.
They're going to start writing tickets for that on January 1st, Jimbo.
Are
Mark
they real?
Schleif
Are
is
they?
listening.
Mark is listening.
You're dead.
Mark is
You
listening.
are
Or I guess
dead.
he's going to be.
All right.
We're going to have to start a bail Jimmy out fund.
Yeah. I guess that's unless anybody's got a story or anything before we close it out.
Well, Cody, you got anything? You drove all the way over here today.
I mean, we've told a lot of stories.
We have
I
told a
don't
lot of
know.
stories.
I hate we ran out of time. I really wanted to debate the crossbow.
Oh, well, let's do that real quick.
If it cuts off, we're sorry in
Let's do
advance.
that real quick. Crossbow. Are you?
It's going to be close to being cut out.
Okay, real quick.
We'll do it.
You got 30 seconds. Crossbow. Go.
All right, I'm pro crossbow, and I listened to you talk about not being crossbows for sissies. I don't necessarily disagree why you feel that way, but the reason I am pro crossbow
Hey, get off your phone,
is
by the way.
because crossbows are legal. And when you are deer hunting, oh god,
They used to be wearing purses
Stop it.
and
No.
have them paint their
But that's great. This is our last episode.
Here we go. We're kicked off now.
Nice job. That's our last episode. Thanks for watching all year. Thanks for watching. We just got canceled because Spike over here got on his cell phone.
Can you cut that out?
I don't know. Cut what out? What are you even talking about?
Okay.
But truly, though, I feel like you should feel this way too. As a basketball coach, you do everything you can to win the game that is legal. And the same thing with a crossbow. If it is legal, we do everything we can hunting. I'm an ethical hunter. I'm not going to road hunt. I'm not using spotlights, but I am going to use a crossbow. And I've been a compound guy, but I think
Are
compound.
you about to have a sneezing fit or what's going on?
Well, he
crying.
doesn't like this.
I'm crying.
But I think
can't believe that
crossbow is the
happens.
thing of the future because where you are a combo guy, compound bow guy, recurve guys are making fun of you. Longbow guys are making fun of you. Those things are a thing of the past. And I think what you're going to find is crossbow is the thing of the future. And I know you're still going old school, but everybody moving forward is going to be crossbow and compound's going to be in the past. Does that make sense?
Well, I think it's already there because
And a lot of people are doing it.
Because another thing on the coaching thing, if it was easy, everybody would do it. And guess what? It's easy now. All you got to do is pull it up there and pow! I mean, deer's dead right there.
To a certain extent.
You use a compound hunter.
I killed my biggest bull with a compound, or my biggest buck with a
That's a
compound
151?
bow. Yeah.
It is hard.
No, it's a lot
to
harder.
get drawn on one of those things.
Yep.
And
Crossbow
then,
is easier. I don't take away from crossbow being easier, but what I kind of compare it to is basketball, because you're a basketball coach, and the 3-point line. The 3-point line was controversial, and people thought the 3-point line was making it easier for players that were not as tall. But you as a basketball coach are going to take advantage. Using the 3-point line opens up the lane. I agree that a crossbow is easier, but I am taking advantage of that as a hunter trying to kill a big buck.
And I know a lot of people that use them. And I'm just not going to.
Yep. But
you know
I don't
what I'm
disagree.
saying?
Where I agree with you.
Back to the purist thing.
Well, where I agree with you is when you're looking at records and killing deer, I don't disagree that maybe you have different categories for crossbow, compound bow, so on and so forth. But me, I'm going to take every advantage that I can.
Right on.
All right. Thanks for being here.
Hey, I appreciate you guys
Blast
having
as
me.
always.
Oh,
Blast as
we're
always.
dead.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, you can't say that you're on the final
I'm
podcast.
the one that got it canceled. That's what's going to happen. Everywhere Cody Young goes.
Drop the mic. Bang.
Say you were on the final podcast.
All right. For Jimbo Blackwell and Cody Young, I'm Adam Epps. This is Ball Bucks and Beards. It was nice knowing you. See you, everybody.